welcome back to the Brunch Beauty Life podcast. I'm your host, Connie.
And I'm Ashley. Hey.
Make sure you are following us down below, Brunch Beauty Life podcast on all platforms. Make sure you follow me at Connie_the Inspiring Stylist on Instagram.
You can follow me naturally Ashley Rowe on Instagram. I can forget my name.
I don't know why. I mean, we've only said it so many times.
I want to change it because it just feels like it's so much.
Nope. Because that's how they know you now. Anywho, so from our last episode, we talked about stylist envy, and that took up so much of the whole episode because we were catering to a letter that we didn't go into the personal side of things, which goes into relationship envy. So today, that's what we're going to talk about, relationship envy.
Yeah, so what does relationship envy look like? Is it like just jealousy in general? Like you're, a partner that's overly jealous? Or is it, your partner jealous or envious of your success?
All of the above.
Okay. Have you experienced it?
It could, I think different relationships, different things. But absolutely, yeah, I've experienced it. And it took, usually when you're in it, you don't really realize it is, you hear other people that will comment and say things like, oh, I think this person is a little, jealous of you. And you're like, nah. But, later on, then you start to kind of see those things. But yeah, I've experienced a little bit of both, a little bit of all of it. What about you?
I've not experienced it.
No?
No.
Well, that is a blessing.
Maybe they had nothing to be envious of at the
That
time.
is not true. That is not true.
Well, at the time, but I mean, like now, probably. But no, not then. I mean, they were out here struggling just like me.
Well, I mean, sometimes it's not even about, the success of it. It could just be that you're doing what you want to do, what you love to do. And maybe they haven't yet found what that is for them. And, they're going to a job they dislike every day. And, you get to have fun doing what you're doing. And sometimes that can create like a little bit of jealous or a little enviness.
Yeah, I don't know how I would deal with that. I pride myself on being ambitious, and I would want an ambitious partner. But I wouldn't want to feel like we were in competition with each other. I would want to feel like, yeah, babe, you just got that. Yeah, I'm next. I want to feel like we're a team just conquering it all together. I don't know how I would deal with
That's how it should be.
Jealousy in a relationship. But for those who don't know and maybe in it, what does that look like?
Like you just said, it feels like competition. Like that's usually one of the key indicators. It may feel like a competition, or like y'all are just kind of like bumping heads. I know I can give an example of one relationship that I was in where that was very present. As a stylist, we go to networking events, right? And we're passing out cards and stuff because this is what you do to promote yourself. And that was an issue. Me going to a networking event, not me going to the club, not me having a social life, but it was literally going to be a problem if I went to this networking event.
Wow.
And it's like, I'm going to promote myself because, I got to hustle and build my name, build my clientele so I can make money.
So they didn't have a problem with you going like out socially?
No, they had a problem with that too.
But it was a strong problem.
I wasn't one, I'm in a relationship. I don't be in the streets like that.
Yeah.
So, but I do like to network and go out for a purpose. And that purpose may be to network, again, passing out cards, networking events, or like, not like social gatherings, but like fundraisers, because sometimes we go to fundraising events, just to be in a room with different people and talk and just, again, like promote yourself. And that was like an issue. Like it was going to be drama. If I went, it was going to be drama when I got back home. And then I started finding myself in like these situations where it was like, I'm not going to go because I don't want it to be an issue when I get home. That's crazy, right?
That is crazy.
So, like, sometimes when you start feeling like you can't do something because it creates a problem for the other person, I think that is an indicator.
Yes. I would say that's a strong indicator. That's crazy.
Yeah. I've seen in situations where it could just be the fact, again, I've been doing hair since I was, 14, and professionally since 16. So I've always been in my craft. I discovered that at an early age. And, you never know your path when you're going to get that calling of this is what your purpose is in life. It may be early on, it may be in your 30s, it might be in your 40s, it might be in your 50s, you don't know. And sometimes I think innerly, when a person is not happy with their self, that can show when you're shining in your light and you're doing your thing. Just even outside of relationships, friendships. Have you ever had it in a friendship?
Not so blatant, but looking back, I can reflect and be like, there was some envy there.
And what did that look like?
Just, the smile, when you're like, oh, guess what I'm doing? And you're just genuinely just trying to, tell someone because you're excited and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening. And you get the, oh, okay, that's nice.
Well, let me tell you what I was doing today.
Yes. And the total disregard of what, and it's like, oh okay,
And it's like blowing your high.
Yes. And or I notice it sometimes with people because I will share a lot. I believe in sharing what I know because that's how I got to where I am at because y'all shared with me. So I will never I won't gatekeep anything if I can help you. Now you have to ask for it. I'm not going to just be like, hey girl, this is how you become successful. You
gotta want it.
You have to want it. I have to see you want it and see that you're going to do with the information that, you are. But noticing, when I would share that they wouldn't share.
Oh, that go back to the takers and givers.
They would not share that, hey, oh, okay, But then you'll see later on that they did something and you're like, oh, okay, well, I would have liked to support you in that, or, I would have, liked to know that, or that's a cool opportunity. Maybe I could learn that and then be able to, utilize it another time.
Right.
And you could tell because they didn't share. Yeah. So I just kind of learned to, just kind of keep my things to myself. And celebrate my guaranteed wins, not even my proposed wins, because, people are always, I feel like, kind of a little bit plotting on your demise sometimes.
You said plotting?
Yeah, it's plotting on your demise, in the same way that the tongue is powerful for prayers and powerful for blessings, it's also powerful to be a weapon against you. And so I'm not experiencing a relationship. I definitely experienced it in friendships, not at the time feeling like, oh my God, they're coming for me, or that they're jealous of me or envious of me, but just later on looking back at the situation and being like,
Yeah. And then what you said about plotting on your demise, right? I think that's another indicator, right? Because it's almost like sabotage.
Yes.
Right? Just finding ways to try to sabotage you. So, and I don't really know how to describe it other than it's like the feeling. You see it and you feel it. Whenever we go back to that inner gut feeling, those things that we talked about, it's you got to really take heed to that.
Yeah, and I also think some of it is even starting fights with you before your event or before you have to go and do something
out of your positive frequency,
knock you out of your space and your energy to then it's I mean, this is not even where I was supposed to be today. I'm supposed to be focused. I'm supposed to be
the happiest day of my life. And here you come with this nonsense. You picking a fight. You picking an argument with me. And now I got to, go out the house and be all disheveled. Again, I was in a relationship like that. And all the things that we're talking about, that was present. And I remember my business partner, she was like, I don't know, I think he's a little jealous. And I was like, no. But again, it's hard to see it when you're in it. You know, sometimes you have to take that step back and just kind of look at the actions of that person. And then is that person encouraging you, right? Because it's supposed to be a team. If we together, there shouldn't be jealous. It shouldn't be envy. It shouldn't be hate. It shouldn't be ill will. It shouldn't be you over there plotting like, I don't want her to be successful. Some of those things I think just kind of maybe go into an insecurity. Mm-hmm. You know, I hate to bring up the financial part of it, right?
Yes.
But as women, sometimes if you're dealing with a man who is not secure in himself, then that could present a problem if you out here getting it. You know, what they say, you out here getting the bag.
Yes.
You know, so if you out here getting the bag, securing the bag, locking it down, and he's not secure with himself, that can create issues for the relationship. That it's like that tension. You start feeling that tension.
Yes, and then also just you want someone that's going to just support you and really just be like, you're doing a great job. I'm proud of you. Mm-hmm. You know, this is a win for us both.
How can I help?
Oh, my gosh. Especially the how. Heavy on the how can I help.
You know, like.
Because in one of my relationships, I experienced the opposite. He was very helpful towards me.
Helpful how?
And I think that's why I remember when we had that ex topic that he's still a friend. Mm-hmm. So I remember I was telling him I really wanted to increase my social media impact. And I was really big into that. I really was trying to grow my brand and grow myself. Mm-hmm. I actually wasn't even on my own at that time. And I told him about this one of my friends that from college, Shaquita Hyman. Hi, girl. She is a really good blogger, and she has a really strong social media presence, and she offered consultations and, time to help you grow into what you're trying to do with your online presence. Mm-hmm. And so I told him about it. So for Valentine's Day, he gave me a card. It was really, really nice. All the words were in it. But as I was reading it, he gave me money, and he said that the money that he gave me could only be used towards my career.
Oh.
And I used that money to get that class, and I did grow my social media presence and really blossomed in that way. So I've only known people wanting to help me and help me grow, and I thought that was sweet that he poured into me and really was trying to help me be the best that I could be. So I've not experienced that from my partner, but I've experienced the good from my partner, and I promise you it feels really good.
It do, because when you get into a relationship or, you have your partner or significant other or whatnot, and they're really for you, like team you and what you're doing, I feel like you can grow a lot better and faster, because you have that support. And, I'm all about manifesting things and vibrating on that positive high frequency. Mm-hmm. So, if I'm over here vibrating on my success and you over here vibrating on my demise, I got to work extra harder to keep myself.
Balance that out.
To kind of balance that out and get rid of that. So, you know what I do in situations like that?
What you do?
I check up the deuces. You guys to go.
Cha-cha.
Like, you know what? This isn't working. We are not on the same path. It's not working. Like, this shouldn't be a battle. If we're going to be together, we're going to hold each other's hand and we're going to work towards this together. However I need help, you need to be willing to help me in that way, because at the same time, if I'm dealing with my partner and let's just say my partner isn't there yet, as far as on that level of success, right? Maybe they're still trying to figure it out what it is that they want to do. Let's say they got a job and they just not feeling it, right?
Yeah.
All right, babe, well, what are your dreams? What are things, what do you like to do? Just kind of trying to feel that, because sometimes people don't know. They really don't know in that moment. Sometimes people do have a dream or a vision, but maybe, life circumstances, they haven't been able to, pursue their dreams or their passion, right? Yeah. So, but if we're together, we should be working together. So, well, okay, how can you help me? How can I help you? So that we can succeed.
We see each other.
We can succeed together.
Yes, and I like if you're looking for what that support looks like, I definitely saw it. Like, he would come and spend time with me at the salon. We were in a long distance relationship. He would come and sit with me while I was doing clients on his way back. He wasn't upset when I had to work or if I had to work late. He was like, you got to do what you got to do. He never complained or, you know, be like, you're supposed to be spending time with your man, you know, but he was very understanding. He helped me pick out paint colors for the suite. Walked around IKEA with me. And gave me actually some really good ideas towards my business. Now I got to the point where it became a lie where he was saying, you know, I might need to have some ownership for my intellectual property. And I'm like,
I mean, my business.
But, you know, if we were talking about future and if we did get married, I was going to add him on to my company.
So investing.
He invested in me and he invested into the relationship and he invested into my dream and my goals. And so, of course, I want him to be my partner in all ways if we were going to partner in that way. We're not together anymore. We're still good friends, though. But
I know, because you know they're wondering, like, well, so what's up with that?
He did not want the same things that I wanted for my future. And so, but he also did a good thing. He let me go before it got too deep within. And I appreciate that. And that's why we're still friends. But, you know, he was really supportive. So I know for me going into any other relationship, it has to look like that for me.
And that's what I was about to say. Like, you know, even though the relationship didn't work out, because you got to experience that in a partner, you know what to look for in other partners, right?
Yes.
And so if you're receiving nothing like that and you're receiving the complete opposite, you're going to know quickly.
Yeah, that's going to be like a nice little ding, 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 ding. A little alarm bell.
You're going to know
somebody
quickly.
Waving a huge red flag.
Right. You're going to know that quickly because you've experienced the positive side of things. So when you're going into something and you haven't experienced either side of it, and then you get the negative side, it take a minute to really, you know, realize it's just like being in an unhealthy relationship.
Oh, yeah.
If you've never experienced a positive relationship or what a relationship should look like, you could be in an unhealthy relationship for a while before you really realize how unhealthy this relationship is. But once you experienced it unhealthy, you know, moving forward for other relationships, when you start to see those flags on the play.
Flag on the play, major flag. I don't even watch football, but I know that.
You know that one, right? You see that flag go up, that yellow flag, that red flag go up, then you know it's like, okay, this is familiar.
Off camera, I'll tell y'all something embarrassing about me in football. I'll say it off camera.
Silly. But like I said, when you see those flags on the play, you know, like, okay, no, this isn't for me. And because I've had those bad experiences, you know, it got me out of other situations very quickly. Because, you know, again, you see it very quickly. Even to someone saying, well, why are you working so much? What do you mean why I'm working so much? This is a new business. I remember when me and my business partner became partners. And we decided we was going to merge our businesses, right? We were up 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, just writing, typing up policies. You know, she's the grammatical person. I'm the typist. I get in there and I type, and then I let her proof it, and I go back and make the edits or whatnot. And the relationship that I was in, you're lying. I mean, like... You're lying. Y'all not up at no 2 o'clock in the morning writing no policies. You're lying. You out doing something and da-da-da-da-da. And this was like, seriously? Like, dude, for real? Like, are we really about to have this argument? You know, and it was crazy because we had, like, just got back together for the second time. And that moment when me and her was becoming partners and he was coming at me sideways, like, you know what? This ain't going to work.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to work because you putting too much negative, and I'm trying to start this business. So, yeah, it requires to be up late. You know, it may require, you know, I go to work early in the morning sometimes, and then sometimes at that time especially, I might not be done until later in the day. So you was at work all day? Yeah, I was at work all day.
Yes, and I can attest to that. I wasn't around during that time, but Connie's work ethic is like no other, as well as the fact that I use that policy to make mine. It's great. Y'all was definitely up all night doing that. Yes, because it's good.
Yeah.
But it's crazy that even has to be explained, or the response should have been like, you hungry? Mm-hmm. You need something to drink. You need something, y'all good? Y'all need something to power through.
I done got fussed at because I didn't answer my phone when you called. Or I didn't text back in a timely manner. I am working. Okay? Working. Twisting up heads. Retightening up heads. I'm working. I can't be.
You cannot.
Just because you text me, every whatever. If my phone ring and I'm in the middle of a consultation, I'm going to call you back.
Exactly.
Don't blow me up. Why you blowing me up? If I can't answer the phone, I can't answer the phone.
Now, I will say I answer the phone for my mama.
That's different, though.
Because I never know what's going to happen. But outside of that, no, you have to be about your business.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people don't understand the attention to time and detail that goes into starting a business. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of long nights. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of early mornings. There's a lot of working outside of work.
Mm-hmm. Ripping and running.
When
we first got our first location, I remember, we were out and I got this notification that our equipment was going to be delivered to the salon that day. And it's like, I got to stop what I'm doing because I got to get over there. And it's like, what? What you mean? Like, the equipment is being delivered. The building isn't open. It's not like we're already in this building occupying it and working it and somebody's going to be there. It hasn't opened yet, but this equipment is coming. I mean, it can't come to my house. You're going to carry this 200-pound sink? I mean, I can't move it. If it come to my house, it's just going to sit there.
Yeah.
So it got to go to the salon. So understanding. Mm-hmm. Lack of understanding.
I think maybe also lack of trust, too.
Yeah, that too. But again, that goes, in this guy particularly, that was inner insecurities. Mm-hmm. Inner insecurities that he had that weren't my problem, But it just came out in, like I said, like a bad way. And so, again, experiencing that's the whole session of this podcast. I could just go on and on about everything that I experienced in, that particular relationship that was the jealous, and being envy. And it's just crazy. Now, outside of that particular situation, just other people, again, lack of like understanding. Some people don't understand your drive. Some people don't understand your hustle. Some people don't understand when you're in your manifesting mode and you kind of got to be a little delusional.
Or you have to be set apart. Yeah. I think that was hard for a lot of people when I was going into just changing my career and having to change my mindset and to get my mind into grind time. I just kind of set myself apart. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people didn't understand that I can't be out with y'all. I can't do things like I used to. I just can't. Mm-hmm. And I choose not to. Mm-hmm. I can, but I actually won't.
Yeah, right.
I won't do it. I'm going to stay home. I have to make sure I'm rested. I make sure I'm prepared for what I'm asking and manifesting and just begging God for. So I had to set myself apart. Mm-hmm. And people don't like that sometimes. They don't like to see you rise. They don't like to see you, not following the same path as them. Mm-hmm. So what would be your advice to someone who is experiencing relationship envy? Like, what should they do? Where should they go? How should they maneuver? Chucking up the deuces.
Chucking up the deuces. But no, just really have a conversation with the person, because it might not necessarily be that easy to just chuck up the deuces. I mean, if it's not that much time invested into a relationship, like if this is like the early stages of the relationship and you see that, yeah, definitely chuck up the deuces. But, let's say you may have been in this relationship for, let's say, a couple of years, right? Maybe you was working corporate America and then you made the transition into entrepreneurship. And now 3 years into your relationship now is creating some type of issues that wasn't necessarily there when, you was working.
Doing like the 9 to 5.
Right. So it really is about having a conversation with the person. And sometimes you can't tell a person what it looks like if you've never done it, because you don't even know what it looks like. All you know is you're making this transition to build your business, to build your success. And the best way you can really go about it is just like, hey, listen, things are about to change. I'm not quite sure what these changes are going to look like because it's new to me, so I can't tell you because I don't know, because I ain't been there before. But I just want to brace you for that, prepare you for that, and we're going to have to talk about this. So if it's something that's happening that, maybe you don't feel comfortable with, or maybe I'm rubbing you the wrong way, let's talk about it. Let's figure it out, But again, if it boils down to that person just got issues, then you got to make a choice, because I'm also, too, a firm believer that your success can be delayed by the person that you're with.
Say it.
I am a firm believer that your success could be delayed by the person that you're with, because what might be meant for you might not be meant for them, and again, if this person is over there waiting for you to fail, and, just so they be like, yeah, I knew that wasn't going to work, it makes it harder. Who wants that? Again, that's an unhealthy relationship.
And I do believe, like you said, the conversation is needed. I used to have the thought process that they have to know. But I really have learned that people don't really know. Mm-hmm. I don't even think that a lot of times when they are doing harm that they are intentional. Mm-hmm. That might just be the way that they've been, and no one has said anything to them about it. No one has brought it to them to try and change. So definitely have the conversation. But if there's no changes that's happening.
And now when you've been there and you know what it looked like, it makes it easier to have the conversation. So, I was retired for 2 years. I had stopped doing hair, right? But then when Tika and I opened up our new salon, I knew it's like, okay, it's going to look a little bit different. And then when I actually came back, because, I'm back. Low-key, hey, y'all, I'm back.
Guess who's back?
Guess who's back? Back again. Okay. I'm back in it now. And so where I was talking to someone and I had all this free time, I was very accessible. I had to say, hey, listen, I'm going back into the salon. My clientele is picking back up. I'm turning back on my little hustle mode. So let me tell you, I'm going to lay it down. This is exactly what it looks like. Because, see, this is what you got used to when I was in retirement mode. Now that I'm about to go back into being behind the chair mode, this is what it looks like. And I could tell you that because I've been through it. I know what it looks like. I know me, and I know how my hustle can get. and I think where I'm at now, it makes it better because I can thoroughly explain, this is what you can expect. Remember the little contracts and the terms and agreements, terms and the conditions, where you got to really write it down and tell someone, this is what it looks like. Here you go. You want to read through this?
And
you
if
got
you're
questions?
Confused about that, please go back some episodes in season 1.
Yeah, go back to season 1. Check out one of those episodes where we talked about terms and conditions, and you lay it all out for the person, and they can either say, yeah, cool, I'm with it, or, hey, yeah, no, this is not going to work for me. But again, that still boils down to communication. Communication is key.
Yes, and also make sure that you do what is best for you. I think a lot of times people make you feel bad for doing what's best for you. They will make you, oh, that person was around when you weren't this and when you weren't that, and you didn't have this and you didn't have that. And all those might be true, but, I want you to love all parts of me. The person who wasn't that and the person who's growing and becoming this. So if they can't move along with you, don't feel bad for having to do what's best to take care of you and promote yourself and to continue to push yourself forward.
That's true.
Because, you all you got at the end of the day. Yeah. It's great that you do. I have a great support system. I have a lot of family and friends around me, and people like you, of course. But, I know that at the end of the day, I do have me. And I have to do what I have to do to make sure I'm great at all times.
And one thing I want to add is know the vision that you hold for yourself. Because if you know the vision that you hold for yourself, you could paint the picture clear. I remember years ago when I was in a relationship, I knew there was going to come a point where I was going to be traveling, exploring the world. No, but not like on vacations, but like business and stuff. And even in that moment in that relationship, that was an issue. Like, what you mean you gonna be traveling? Where you gonna be going? Blah 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 blah. And it's like, listen, I don't know. I just see the vision for myself, and I know that in my future, this is what it holds. Right now, fast forward, we're not together anymore. But fast forward, I started traveling, teaching classes out in California, out in Texas. I was like, see, I knew this a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. So if you can get clear with the vision that you hold for yourself as far as the future that you want to have for yourself as an individual, you could paint that picture to someone and see like, hey, is you with it? Is you rocking with it or not?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Well, if you guys have any comments, concerns, shares, please let us know. Mm-hmm. If you want to know what my embarrassing moment is with football, put it in the comments. I might drop it in the comments. And if you have any more questions or, want some help with that, you can email us as well. Mm-hmm. That's below too. Mm-hmm. To get any answers and feedback to help you out, because we want everyone to be successful in the journeys that you're taking.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Until next time.
Bye. And next time, I will be 40 by then, I think.
Yes, you will be. The big 40 shades of Roe. Hey. We're going to catch y'all later. Check out.
Bye.